so sorry this is late. I got stuck in traffic coming back from my mum's. She lives about 15 miles away from me. And so I texted Jo to say, is it okay if we make it half an hour later? And she was fine. Although that said, she did say that baby Arthur was playing up. So he might not make a featured guest appearance tonight, even though I know you want him. You've all asked for him. And also, can I just say, this is 10 out of 10. This is part 6 of 10 out of 10. And the only reason that she wasn't part 1 is because she's just had a baby. But she's amazing. She's my partner in crime. She's the fellow beauty hag. She's all-round amazing PR person stroke beauty aficionado. Let me just look for her and send an invite. And I know that playing around with new mums is really difficult, right, as well, because she can't actually just make him appear at will. Because if he's playing up, he's playing up. But wait. Has motherhood been hard on you, Jo?
It's been quite tough. And yeah, I don't know how I dare show my face to the world. So, I've also the needy dog. Yeah, I just thought I would, you know.
No, I like it. What foundation coverage is that?
Like, could you imagine? It's like Il Maquillage, total full coverage.
Full coverage.
Oh my
Brand
God.
new shade selection. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm a bit tired today. Like last night was a bit tough, but you know, every day's a new day, right? And so yeah.
Tell everybody how old, and because some people don't actually know that you have given birth, and is he around? Because I can tell you, I can line up a whole host of celebrity guests. I can line up Britain's Got Talent. I can line up dermatologists. I can line up radio DJs. I could line up loose women. All anybody wants is you and the baby.
Well, that's bloody a lie. He is, so he's, I think I told you, he's a bit of a git.
Well, I didn't want to say that. I said he was being difficult, right? So he was born on Friday, September the 13th.
Yeah,
Friday, August the 13th.
Yeah, my birthday's the 13th of September. That's why you get
Sorry. Yeah.
No, yeah, it's like, so he was born on Friday the 13th, and he was not coming, you know, not showing any signs of being born. And when you're my age, that they don't like you to go past 40 weeks. So I was induced, and yeah, I think and then
he came hard and fast, didn't he?
Yeah, and it was it stung.
He was big as well. So both your girls were quite small and early, and being a boy, he was a little bit late. And 9'4"? 5. Yeah. I only saw Jo a couple of weeks ago, and obviously, and he was super quiet and really sweet all day. He was super quiet. And then at one point she got him out, and I said, that head's more than 10 centimeters fully dilated. He's got a total Jo Jones, Nadine Baggett, beauty hag, huge noggin, right?
Yeah, he has got a massive head, and he's got like feet that are like massive and hands that are huge, and I think he's either going to be a drag queen or
a rugby player
or a second row, a prop.
Yeah,
must it, like, he's huge, but he's can you just
I saw you donating some gifts you'd been given that were newborn baby grows, and you went, oh, even when he was newborn he wasn't fitting into this.
Big bastard, he really is. And you know, when you just think, I never thought that I would be giving birth. Like when people say, oh, my baby was 8 pounds, I'm like that. Don't want to ask about her vagina. But and then you have a £9.5 one, and you're like, no one asked me about mine, please.
I promise you, no questions about your vagina until we film in real life. By the way, Andrew Pereira just joined, and when we said rugby player or drag queen, he wrote or both.
Yeah, why not? I mean,
yeah.
I don't mind. I just think I would show you him, but Dan's just taking him out to get us some food because he's really twitchy at this time, and
Okay.
I've been all day. And
well, you sent me the picture of you and him as a holding shot, so we'll use that as the holding shot, right? So,
well, Dan will come back, and Dan puts him in the sling, so he'll come back soon, and then I'll wheel him in. But he's this time he's pretty much useless, like most men.
and what did you call him? Because the people are asking about the name.
Not what I wanted to call him. We called him Arthur Gwyn. Sorry, no, that's not right. Arthur Hayden, and Hayden is Dan's granddad, who passed away, Welsh. Gwyn Jones, and all of the men in Dan's side of the family all are hyphenated Gwyn Jones. So he's got 4 names. So he's Arthur Hayden Gwyn Jones. But it's so weird, like calling a small baby Arthur.
Such a grown-up name.
Yeah. And do you remember, like you'll remember this, and like most people I know don't remember, like, do you remember Minder?
Yes, of course.
And Arthur Daly, and there would always be someone in that show, in every episode, that would say, "Hello, Arthur," and that's all I keep hearing in my head. "Hello, Arthur," but he's cute.
But also, don't you call him RT or not? No, you don't.
No, more like Buddha, fat Buddha.
Git. What did you say? It's been a real git.
Like big guy, unit, which apparently in America, unit is like a euphemism for penis.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, who knew? I didn't know.
How have you come to terms with looking after your first one of those?
Yeah, I know that. Like that's the thing. Like babies all look the same, apart from that bit. Do you know when you're just like, that's it. And you look at this thing and you're like, well, what do I what do I do? You know, you kind of.
Where do you tuck it? Where do you put it?
Yeah, do you like look at it? Do you not like? Do you know? Like, it's quite weird. After having 2 girls, everything is quite sort of like as you know it and understand it as a woman. And as a boy, you're a bit when you look at he looks just like my kids look when they were born, apart from that bit. And I'm like, and I said to Dan the other day, I was like, does he have a foreskin? And he was like,
how do you not know that? And how can I just say, 8 minutes into this conversation, it's supposed to be about your top 10 beauty products, we are now talking about foreskins?
I just don't like, because it's also sort of small, and I'm a bit too like, I don't know,
it's a learning process.
It's like, but I'm so worried about hurting it or hurting, you know, it's like all those things. And I don't know, I mean, it seems
Jane Harper's watching and laughing at you. Was it Jane who gave you that little cap that you're supposed to put on when you change so that they don't wee in your face?
Yeah.
Was it Jane or Charlotte? It was one of your ex-working colleagues. Hello, Jane. Yeah,
but I don't know what I did with it. I think one of the kids is using it as like an egg cup.
How have the girls reacted to him? Somebody just asked, how have the girls reacted to him? Are they loving it?
Well, Ivy, the youngest, is, you know, it's quite, when they're older, it's so interesting because when they're young and another baby comes along and they're just like 2 or 3 or whatever, they just try to do things like kiss it too hard or try to sort of smother it. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
A bit like rough because their emotions are, you know, are just coming out. But when they're older and they can explain how they feel, it's a bit sadder in a way. Like Ivy loves him and she thinks he's great, my 9-year-old, but she did say to me the other day, you know, Mummy, I feel in 2 ways. I'm in 2 minds about Arthur. And I was like, so am I. And then Violet's just like, I don't know why anyone likes babies. And then my friend Bianca came over yesterday and she was like, yeah, why does anyone like babies? Like, they don't give anything back unless it's your baby. It's just like a blob, isn't it? not
Well,
really.
so it's very interesting because when Victoria and I went across, Victoria obviously really wanted to hold him and interact with him and see him. But I'm just not remotely interested in babies and never have been. But I love toddlers because toddlers are just so much fun. They're rude and rambunctious, and then they're shy, and then they just say the funniest things. So I really like little humans. And I loved Ivy when I came in. I thought she was amazing when she was showing us all her gymnastic moves, and I was trying to reproduce them like some sad old lady.
Oh.
And I really enjoy people I can converse with. So babies, I'm not really sure, but Victoria was getting a bit broody.
Yeah, but I think that to me, like, I like little babies because they don't do anything and go anywhere. But from a human perspective, they don't give you anything back. Do you know what I mean? Like, they don't. Like, actually, when, like, Ivy and I went, she's off today. She's got a really stinky cold. She's not ill, but you can't send them to school when they're like that because other people are like, and now,
there is a weird cold going round that everybody's mistaken for COVID, but it's not. It's a weird cold.
Like, it's so annoying because what happens at this time of year is that people get colds and people get flu, right? It's normal. It's what happens. Yet now, because of everything else that's happened that's layered on top of it, you've got to give them a COVID test. And you're like, I don't need a COVID test to know that. But you do it, and Ivy's like, oh, it's negative. And I'm like, no fucking shit. Of course it's negative. You just got a cold. But you can't.
And also, you know, you and I both had COVID in the early stages. It's fundamentally different to a cold. It's completely different. Yeah, feels much different.
I'm not remotely interested in babies, and I'm a midwife. I don't blame you.
That's so interesting. What a weird thing to choose to do for a living if you're not interested in babies.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a whole other thread. That is.
That's like being interested in humanity, but not. Yeah, I don't know. I can see it. Like, I can see.
That's like Nicola Moulton being a beauty editor of Vogue and not being interested in beauty products. And she really wasn't interested remotely in beauty. Never wore makeup. Not really interested.
Yeah, she was only interested in things that were interested, like super interested.
Yeah, like super smart. Went to Cambridge. I mean, yeah. Somebody just said, what was the question there? Hold on. How does your husband feel about having a son? And are you back doing Tracy Anderson? I saw her 2 weeks. She's skinnier than me already.
Oh, I'm not. That's rubbish. Do you know what? It's actually like Dan. Like, when it's so interesting how many people say, oh, Dan must be so happy to have a boy, and I'm like, no. Like, Ivy, on Saturday morning, he and Ivy are going to Harlequins to watch the rugby. They do that every home game. He takes her to the cricket. They were at the 2020, I think, and 100 recently. They've been to 4 or 5 games, and I just think, like, it's so funny, isn't it? Even in this very progressive age, that we can feel like there's anything missing from having, you know.
No, Ivy reminds me of me. I was the younger sister, and there was just 2 of us. So I was like my dad's right-hand person. So when he did DIY, I would help him wire plugs, and I would help him decorate, and I would help him put up wallpaper and stuff like that, because one of the girls tends to kind of gravitate towards that. And my dad and I were like a little double act, and it's very handy when you live on your own because you learn all that stuff. Like, none of that stuff floors me. Like, I can still do it all now because my dad taught me when I was Ivy's age.
Yeah, I think that's all. Like, I look at her and I think people would say like that she's a traditional sort of tomboy or whatever, but I just think it's so, like, I don't know. I find it. I try not to get annoyed when people say, "Oh, I bet Dan's." It's like, there's nothing missing. This boy that's come into our lives hopefully will enhance it and make our family, you know, a bigger, happier, happy family. It's not going to bring anything to the table that's not there already.
No, can I tell you, Ivy is so cool. Seriously, one day in the summer, I'm going to go over and we're going to film her live. She's so bendy. She's like Simone Biles. She was just standing there chatting to us really casually, and like suddenly the leg appeared here, and I'm like, and then there's like little old woman me going, how'd you do that? show me how you do that. Where did you learn to do that? So cool.
She's good. Like, they're good. Like, they don't know. They're like, they're
Ivy's
just
9.
Violet's 12.
Violet's 12.
Yeah.
Joe, your eyebrows are look amazing, somebody says as well.
Oh, that's my, well, you know, I got them.
Your lady in Stains, yeah.
She's amazing. And then I've been using.
Let's go through your beauty products. Let's stop gossiping. Come on. Tell me, because I want to know what a knackered mum uses, apart from a pink ski mask that looks like you're going to rob a bank.
That's good, right?
Yeah, it's really good.
Are you all right?
I'm fine, yeah, I'm fine.
You look very glowy.
Somebody just said that to me. I'm like, just a bit of sweat, I think. Actually, do you know what that is, right? I've started using the new Paula's Choice Discoloration Defense Serum as my last serum, and it leaves your skin super dewy. Really? And I was asking the formulating person about it, and she was like saying, I think it's just that third serum that's kind of quite glowy anyway.
Because I watched your live with her. I watched your live with her, and not Paula, but the girl from Paula's Choice.
Yeah.
Also the one with, what other one did I watch?
Did you watch the one with Angeli Marto?
No, is that from Paula's Choice? The dark
No, that's Deborah. That's the head of education. No, Angeli Marto, the dermatologist, was talking about pigmentation issues and stuff like that. Or did you watch the one with
Harrington.
Kay Adams from?
I watched
your number
Harrington
6.
And what?
You're 6 in my 10 out of 10.
6 what?
Guess number 6. I was saying you would have been number 1, but you were too busy pushing a massive, great big head out of your vagina.
Hold on one sec. Wait, look. I've just taken this out. Did you see me take this out, Sarah? I've been expressing milk at the same time. You didn't notice?
A ski mask and a boob pump. Don't say women can't multitask.
Honestly, it's like, I told you, didn't I, that when because I had mastitis and he's got tongue tie and it's a freaking nightmare breastfeeding, and I looked down one of the days that I was breastfeeding and his whole mouth was
full of blood.
Your first thought would be, oh, my nipples are bleeding, blah blah blah, but my first thought was, oh my god, he's a vampire. I generally, like, that was the first thing that went through my head. Oh, guess what else, before we get into this, just really quickly.
Oh, guess, whatever you want. Talk about whatever you want.
So I need, when I'm feeding him, and it's quite banal and a boring, laborious task, I need something to watch that's just like, you know.
What you're watching.
And that's like, I find it really difficult because I usually watch TV with the kids, or I'm watching with Dan, and it's very, you know, different to what I would usually watch. I needed something, and I just kept hearing you in my head saying, the Housewives of, what is it, Beverly Hills, right?
Yeah. And
so I started watching it, and because on Netflix now you can only get into series 3. You started series 3, and I watched 3 episodes, and I was like, I just can't watch this shit. I just cannot watch it. It's fucking boring. They all look weird, and they're just like uninteresting. And now,
and then suddenly,
I'm like, get me Lisa,
Vanderpump,
Kim's a nightmare. Kai needs to pipe down. Like that.
It's all, you sit there watching it thinking, I've got nothing. I mean, I'll be really honest with you. I got into them because it's one of the few things where you can watch lots of women in their 50s, and that's a rarity, even though a lot of them are weird and obnoxious and spoiled and all that sort of stuff. And you think, I don't get this, and suddenly it's like, and you're in the room and you know them by their first names, and you know who's going to get divorced and who's bitching about the other person in the confessionals. Sorry about that, Joe. Your IQ will drop dramatically.
It wasn't that high to begin with, but look, it's just, I took a picture the other day, and I need to send it to, I only took this picture for you and I forgot to send it, of the baby just going like that, like looking at like Brandy, what's her name, you know, like that. Yeah. But also, I didn't know that all of those people, like Brandy used to be married to that Eddie guy who left her for Leanne Rhymes and all. Anyway, I freaking love it. I really like it.
Fake but addictive. You're so right, Yvonne. It really is. I'm so sorry. Welcome to the dark side. There's no way out of it. But also, can I just say, the good news is it'll take you the rest of your mat leave to finish them all, because once you finish Beverly Hills, you'll do New York, and then when you've done New York, you'll do Orange County, and then you'll do Salt Lake City. Is amazing.
Because someone told me about Below Deck, which I don't know.
Yeah, listen, I have to limit my junk TV to one franchise. So I do the Real Housewives, I don't do Vanderpump Rules, I don't do Below Deck, I can't do all of that. I tell you who watches it all. What's the beauty, and she's super smart. Who's the beauty editor that used to be on Stylist magazine? Blonde, had a baby, very beautiful.
Joe McGarry.
Joe McGarry is addicted to all of them. If you want to start DMing somebody about it, she's watched it all.
Quite into it. Like, I find it quite amazing how awful like, it's obviously bullshit. Like, I get that, but how awful these women look. Like, and you think it's so bad. Like, anyway, I just think it's quite interesting. But I love it. I was like that. Oh my god, Yolanda.
Oh, doesn't Yolanda look amazing though? You can tell that is the mother of the Hadids, right?
That is quite amazing. But and the dad, Muhammad, or the dad, her ex-husband, just looks like the kids. Very strange, like very
But
strange.
also, have you got to the point where you suddenly start seeing Gigi and she's a born supermodel, and then you see Bella and Bella's like, I'm sorry, Bella, but she's the unattractive younger sister, and you think it's not going to work. And then she goes to see Jason Diamond, and suddenly she's a supermodel, and you're like, that is some skills. That's some skills.
Yeah. Is he like a?
He's a cosmetic surgeon. Yeah, an injector. Yeah, it's amazing. Yolanda's long hair, I think that would be Yolanda's extensions. But anyway, come on, we need to stop talking about this. Give me your top 10 products. What are you loving at the moment? What are you using at the moment? What's saving your face? You're looking amazing. Everybody's saying you're looking very Bardesseau-like.
I look like, honestly, I just think there's not that much time, but there's one, this is going to sound a little bit weird, but there's one find that I freaking love, and you're not going to like it, and it really has surprised me, is this. And it's Aroma Actives, and it's overnight face balm.
Okay, so now for everybody that doesn't know, Aroma Actives is the diffusion line from Aromatherapy Associates. So if you think about Decium and The Ordinary, so you get that quality of essential oils, but really reasonably priced and available in Boots. And I love the packaging.
Honestly, like this, despite the fact that I worked with them to launch this brand, right? The full disclosure.
Full disclosure, yeah.
A long time ago, or a year ago, whatever.
I met the founder the other day at Boots.
Did you? Oh, what, Anna?
Yeah. What's her surname? Anna? Teal, that's it. Yeah. She came up and went, "Hello, Nadine. I'm Anna." And I was like, "Oh, I know, yeah."
Us. She's one of us. Like, she's really cool. But I worked with the brand on this to help them with their brand positioning and messaging and all that kind of stuff. This section, like this sub-brand, I just didn't look at because it wasn't for me. Like, I wasn't in, it wasn't speaking to me. It's for people with sensitive skin, people with dry skin, people who have quite troubled skin and all that kind of stuff. Whereas they have other products that are for sleep and stuff like that that just appeal to me more. And then Sam Chapman I think she got sent a load of products, and she said that this was the best thing she'd ever used. And
what's it called, Joe?
It's called do you know what Ivy said to me today when we went out, when I took her out earlier? She went, "Do you know what older people do when they're looking at beauty products?" And I was like, "No, what?" She went, "They go like this."
Yeah, of course they do. Of course they do. Actually, do you know what? Keep talking about it. I need to get a pen and paper because I'm a terrible journalist. So it's called Aroma Actives, because I'm going to have to list this below, darling. Everybody will want to find it. And somebody just said that the leg balm and the sleep spray are amazing from that range.
And that's what, when I was using, like, they've got a chest rub, which is incredible. at this time of year when you get got a headache balm, which is
Yeah, I remember that's what we were talking about last time. Yeah. So that's called what? Aroma Actives?
it's called overnight face balm, right? So I would never have used this before because it's very, it's very active in fragrance, like not fragrance, but like aroma, aromatherapy fragrance.
Essential oils.
And you just think, it's quite strong, it's quite thick, look that, and it sort of doesn't come out.
It's a balm, yeah.
But you put it on, like, because my skin is so dry at the moment, and it's tight, and it's uncomfortable, and it's a little bit red, and it's like it's just starting to, all that estrogen is starting to fuck off, right? Thanks.
We've done our job.
I know.
It's a slippery slope to the menopause now, Jo. You've had your last hurrah.
I know, they're like that. We've got another 38-year-old, 45-year-old to go and look after. And it's just like, if anyone doesn't use this and not wake up in the morning and look in the mirror and think, fuck, I look much better, or my skin looks better, or my skin looks what, I'll give them, I'll pay for it myself. Like, I have never ever used something where, or there's very few things that I've used that I thought, gee, not only has it surprised me, but I've woken up in the morning and like, I'm not getting that much sleep. I'm getting, baby wakes up at 1:30 and then at 4:30 or 5 for the second feed, which is fine, which is like lucky, just 2 feeds. But like, I'm 45, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not in my early 30s or whatever, where I had tons of energy. So what I do is at night, I put my actives on, like my Skin and Me or whatever, and then I shove that on over the top 10 minutes later. And this is like, I defy anyone not to love it. My skin just looks happy, it's comfortable, it's soft.
But you know there are loads of balms you can use without essential oils in.
I know, but do you know what? The smell is a big part of it for me.
Mm.
It's just that, like everything.
But you said your skin was really red.
But it's what I said to you, like,
I'd wager that it's the essential oils that's making your skin red. That's just me.
It's red here, and like all of, like, it's not, because I'm not using anything else that's got, but like, it's what I said to you ages ago when like all your skincare is amazing, but it's joyless in smell.
Yeah, I don't want joy out of my skincare. I just want to keep this face for as long as possible. Death becomes her. I get my joy out of my friends, my hair, my clothes, my perfume. I don't want my skincare to give me joy. I just want it to freeze this face in time.
See, but that's the thing, like, because I don't obviously brush my hair, so I don't. Do you remember when we were having that conversation about like body cream and stuff, and you was like, don't you put body cream on? I'm like, no. But that's been my find. Like, I bought 3 of these today. I bought 3 of these.
Okay, next one.
Okay,
Agree to disagree. Next one. And my boyfriend. Oh, there's not a lot of pleasure coming out of that one. Trust me, grumpy old man. What's that? Oh, I love this.
Yeah, this, like, and I know you won't disagree with this because Amanda was on your written. Like, this is, what is it? Amanda Harrington Face Mist. I've got 2 of these that are just about on the edge, and I've just.
What colour are you? Are you golden?
I am natural honey. Well,
yeah, natural honey, same as me. I love that product.
So
so you apply it with the brush, right, and buff it in?
Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just.
Oh, do you? Because I tell you what, the brushing is amazing. It's the brushing that's the key, and you buff it in. Have you been brave enough to try your body? Because I did a live with her, and sadly we lost internet connection halfway through. I'm telling you, for the first time ever in my life, I fake tanned my upper body, and then I did my legs afterwards. And I'm a doofus. It did not have a single streak in it.
I watched that, and annoyingly, I came in halfway, 20 minutes in or something, and
I tell you, if you want to watch the whole thing, I ended up finding the first piece in my archive, and they stitched them together and put it on Amanda Harrington's channel. So if you want to watch the whole thing is stitched together on Amanda Harrington's channel. Honestly, I am a doofus. Those products are idiot proof, and I'm the idiot.
Like them. I've got so I use the mousse. So the mousse, sometimes I use a mousse on my face as well, but I use this.
I don't think it really matters. I don't think it really matters, to be honest.
No, I think the mousse is more there for when you're being a bit more thoughtful about putting on fake tan, whereas this be thoughtful. You can just,
if Joe had the brush with it, you'd notice that you spray it, and it's basically a hyaluronic acid with DHEA in it, but it's got a guide color so you can see where you're putting it. So as you put it on, it gives you instant color. So it's like a sort of tinted serum for the face that you apply with a brush, and then you leave it on and it develops over time.
You see that? I just spray
a little bit, but you be careful spraying it because it's going to go in your hair.
Oh my god, if I care about my hair, I mean, I need to get that. That's a whole other issue. But but if you don't have the brush, you can just get a normal like big bronzer brush.
Yes, you can
do that over. But that's
any of those classic Real Techniques ones, or anything you've used to apply mineral powder or bronzer, it will all work just as well. And yes, you're right that the spray has got a lower percentage of DHA, which is the active ingredient, so dihydroxyacetone. It's the sugar that oxidizes on the skin, than the mousse. So if you want a darker look, but it does come in 3 shades, and trust me, she's going to launch a 4th shade and maybe even a 5th shade because she realizes she needs to go darker as well.
So good. Like when I'm feeling really like pale, like, you know, when you look in the mirror and you're just like, oh my God,
and you just look grey and tired. Yeah,
it's so freaking easy. I love that. So I've got
also can I just say, Craig, fresh off the plane from Crete where you've worn an SPF -30, no wonder you like fake tan. Sorry, a friend of mine's following and watching this, and I'm like, hello Mr. Natural Sunbed stroke fake tan, Real Tan, I know you're watching.
Smell like the wet biscuit thing, does it?
No, it doesn't. She worked really hard. And again, Craig has just said fake tan always smells like old tea bags. I think it smells like stale digestive biscuits, like an old Nana's biscuit tin. But this genuinely doesn't. But she's put a kind of quite a nice like white floral scent into it as well.
No, I think it's, I just think it's amazing. Like, it's so fast and it looks completely like you've been in the sun. So I love it.
It really does, yeah. It's good stuff. Right, product number 3.
Okay, so I've Discovery.
It's because you're looking for the glow. That's why. You're obsessed with the glow.
Need to have life in my face. Like, it's so freaking grey. And this, like, it's so weird, isn't it, when you use something for ages and you're like, I will use this for the rest of my life. And then you just sort of get like, you know,
wait, you get what, you're like a kid in a candy store. You get waylaid by new stuff. You just love it.
I'm just going to put my jumper on.
Blinded by new stuff. So tell everybody what this is, because it's an iconic product. You should know it, but just in case you don't, it's Charlotte Tilbury.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry, it's quite chilly in Dan's office. I think it's all the ghosts of the books that are like on the shelves. It's Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter, and the one that I use is there's 2 that I use, number 4 or number 6, and they're my kind of like colours. And
tell everybody how you use it.
Well, when you can either use it underneath. What I didn't want to do is come on here and say, oh, a borium. You know how much I love a borium, and I use that every day.
Me too.
But it's kind of like, oh, no one's going to be interested in listening to me talk about that again. But it's like a hybrid product that's not a foundation or a concealer and not a highlighter, but all of those things in one. But it is quite heavy, I think. Like, I don't think it's a light product, but it just makes your face look like it's, I don't know, like
it's like a I would describe it as a radiant glow serum stroke tinted moisturizer. It is a unique hybrid product, and any way you want glow on your face, you can apply it. You can powder over the top and dab it back, but also you can apply it under your foundation. You can mix it with your foundation, but also you can put it on those high points there and then it just becomes like a liquid illuminator. It's very, very, very clever stuff.
It's clever, and it's one of those things where actually if you just put it on, it doesn't just make your face look glowy and dewy or whatever, it also does hide a few things.
Yeah, it's got just a hint of coverage in it as well. Yeah,
it's not, it does have multiple benefits to it, and it lasts for ages. And I saw it, like, obviously was I working with Charlotte? I don't think I was when she launched.
No, you hadn't. Yeah.
I have departed by then, but it's just one of the, I remember when there was the launch party and you guys all loved it and were talking about it, and I don't know, I just went back to it and I started using it.
It was one of the products that helped her build her original idea of the skincare makeup hybrid. So it's Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter, and Joe is a 4 and a 6 in case you're interested, but it does come in a range of shades.
Yeah.
Right, next one.
Next one, okay. Okay, I'm going to bounce around a bit.
Oh, you can bounce around all you want. I don't care. Can I just say you genuinely were the single most popular person that people wanted me to get on here.
I still don't believe you, but I love you. You know that.
It's taken me a long time to get her to say she loves me. She doesn't like me saying I love her. And I tell her I love her every time I see her, and she's like, don't say that. And now I've got her to say it.
I feel quite comfortable with that now.
Good.
It's nice.
Good.
This is going to be finished soon, isn't it, Becca?
Oh God, so good. Did Sally now? Okay, for those of you that don't know, and you should know, Joe is the founding partner of an amazing charity called Beauty Banks. So Joe is partly influenced by me and partly influenced by Sally, but the two people she most works with work as beauty directors. So Sally is on The Guardian and I work on the Saturday Times, and we both have YouTubes, and so she's badly, heavily influenced. For being an addict, we're like dealers to her. This is called Becca Illuminating.
Cool, but influenced by two that actually are so knowledgeable and so like straightforward and honest and, you know, brilliant.
We are. I mean, of all the people in the industry, she is the person that's most aligned to me in her ideals and her principles, and I'm a huge fan. And I will promise I will get her on here. She's really busy at the moment, but I will get Sally on because I know she's on your list of people you want me to get on here. So it's called Becca Illuminating Under Eye Concealer.
Right.
Sorry, go on. What colour are you, darling? I
am light to medium.
Yeah, me too. And when I tell you that it is so good, like it's a cross between Glossier Stretch, and it's got a hint of It Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye, but without that heavy chalkiness, and a hint of NARS Radiant Concealer, but it goes on and it instantly bounces back the light. And when Becca is discontinuing as a brand, one of the other brands within the Lauder group will take that formulation, guaranteed. And as soon as we discover who it is, we'll tell you.
But get it, buy it, because
buy it now. Buy it now.
Ages as well. Like I've got 2 of these. And they last for ages because you basically just tap them, take off that amount of product. That's it, like this, and you just tap it. And
it depends where. So basically, for me, so Joe and I would apply it in different ways because I've got that really deep hollow in there because I'm older. I would just tap it in that area there and avoid the puffy bit here. Joe has a really obviously much more even under eye because she's younger than me. But Joe basically could just put it into that V under there, and then it pounds.
To be fair, I feel like the depth.
Smashbox announced it yesterday. Smashbox are going to continue it. I love my followers. Thank you. You're all so knowledgeable and smart. Thank you. Smashbox are keeping the Becca faves.
But you know what will happen though? Like it will feel like it's not the same.
Yeah, but it will be.
Even if it is exactly the same. It like when I used to work with on John Frieda, when they changed the packaging of the blow dry lotion, they didn't change the formulation, but the formulation felt different.
Really?
It's
I saw Nicola Clark last week, and she sends her love, and we had a chat, and she wants to go out, the 3 of us together, and I'll get Nicola Clark is just the most amazing colorist. She's absolutely brilliant. She works in her own salon, but it is part of the John Frieda group. She's just an amazing colorist. She does the most, if you don't follow her, you should follow her. I'll tag her below. She does the most amazing celebrities. She's the shyest person in the world. And I have tried to get her on here so many times, I can't tell you. She's also the funniest person. If you ever get the chance to see her in real life and you give her a couple of drinks, the celebrity stories that come out of her will blow your mind.
She just does. Like, I would try. She came over to the house with Sam McKnight, like name drop with Sam.
Yeah, so she trained up under Sam McKnight. So Sam McKnight was the cutter, and Nicola was his colorist, and that's when they did all the Vogues and celebrities and stuff like that. Sorry, go on.
She went up to see Violet in her room, and Violet was like, "Hi, hi," and I was like, "Oh, Nicola's so cool. She's done Madonna and whatever, and blah blah blah." And Violet's like, "That who?" And then I said, "Oh, she's some who's the girl from Stranger Things?"
Millie Bobby Brown.
And then Violet was like basically eating out of her hand.
Yeah. She does. She genuinely does do Kate Blanchett, Kate Winslet, Madonna. She genuinely she flies all around the world and does Madonna's hair. She does Millie Bobby Brown. She does so many people, and she's the most modest, kind, down-to-earth person. And I'd said that as soon as you're up and about, the three of us would go for supper together.
Oh,
and she's so lovely.
That won't be filmed because that would not be allowed on the internet.
Okay, so people always ask how Joe and I met, and Joe and I met because Joe obviously ran a huge division of a beauty PR agency, and one of her clients was John Frieda, and John Frieda used to do the best trip of the year, and Nicola Clark was at the time signed to John Frieda, so we would all end up somewhere gorgeous and exotic together. And on our downtime, we'd sit around and have a few cocktails in the afternoon or whatever we're doing if we got any downtime. And then basically I'd just be, because I worked at Hello at the time, and I'd just start nudging Nicola for her stories. Not in a bad way. She's not rude about anything. She just tells you the funniest stories about these super high maintenance celebrities, like Jake Gyllenhaal being funny about his extensions on that weird medieval movie, and that he was really touchy about them. And I'm like, but he seems so confident, and he was super het up about his extensions. She's just absolutely brilliant. And she's the one that told me that Madonna does not have grey hair. And I believe her.
She doesn't.
No. So she's like, what is she? Madonna's like 4 years older than me. She does not have a single grey hair. And I always say to Nicola, I want dark roots a la Madonna. She went, no, Madonna's roots are genuinely dark. Like, thanks.
Can I tell you what I did the other day? And I cannot believe I'm telling you this, but I will. I bought, I was quite distressed by how much grey pubic hair that I had after having the baby. So I thought,
did you buy a bit of Claire or root retouch?
I bought this other one, this kind of like special dye.
There's a special dye for down there?
Yeah.
What's it called?
I don't know. I got it from Amazon, and it was bloody expensive. And now it just looks like David Guest's hair.
Do you remember when Samantha from Sex and the City found her first grey hair and she dyed her pubes and they went ginger? They were like a clown's head. She's going to go and find this. By the way, for the people asking, Joe, well, I use Arborium CC. I'm obsessed. And the CC crayons. Joe uses a combination of Arborium BB, which is the clear one, like the Trini one, that bursts on the skin and produces colour. But do you also use the Arborium CC as well?
Use the CC Claire. Is it
Claire? Yes. And I'm CC Doré. So basically, I tell you what, actually, I'll get Joe and I on live, and we'll do one, and we'll do our bases live, and we'll show you how we use each different product, because I think it's really interesting. Anyway, sorry, go on.
Oh, what was that? My great grandma passed with maybe 10 when we used to go to the salon. So
Madonna.
Nice.
Oh, look, they're sending us links to pictures of Madonna with grey hair. Just shave them off. That's what I say to her. Lovely lunch. Yeah, shave them off. So anyway, what was the name of your down there pubic dye hair dye?
I don't even. I've got some of it left. Obviously, I haven't but it was just on Amazon. Maybe it was Betty something or other, and it was like, considering how cheap a home hair dye is, that was expensive.
Could you make up a little bit? Because you don't need a whole tube of it if you've just got 1 or 2 grey hairs.
they tell you, don't they, with those things, and you fall for it every time. It's like,
so you mix the whole lot up. As long as it's nowhere near the openings.
yeah, I mean,
I don't understand why you just couldn't use Claire or Root Retouch.
to be fair, even if it was near the openings, I probably wouldn't feel it.
Not after giving birth to baby Arthur.
After the unit, no. Right, what else have I got? Okay, so I've got...
Oh, that's really clever. Use eyelash tint. Oh, you smart person. Yes, you can buy eyelash tint. So 30-day mascara, you mix it up in parts and keep it separately. Then you mix up a tiny amount and you can do your eyebrows and your eyelashes. You can just do the 1 or 2 grey pubic hair. I mean, come on, Ilia, go for it.
I mean, I love the fact that you say 1 or 2.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Colour Sport 30-day mascara. That's a brilliant idea. Thank you. I have the best followers. I love this. Lord above, I know, Florence. Lord above. Right, where are we up to? Go on.
Let's not pretend that none of us don't have this problem. What else have I used? This have I talked to you about this before?
What is it?
It's
Darling, I haven't got my glasses on. I can't see a thing. 2 middle-aged women looking at labels. Thank you, Skin. Skin Bell. She has lots of clients that use it to dye their pubic hair.
Which one?
The eyelash dye.
Oh, I mean, it'll be much cheaper than what I've been using. This is Hourglass, and it's called Equilibrium, and it's it's like an under eye cream. No, not cream. It's like an under eye gel, and it is one of those things that it looks like this. Look, can you see?
Yeah.
It's when you're so tired and so dehydrated, and your skin is so like tight and papery, you don't want anything that is tightening, right? So all of those, the new Charlotte Tilbury one, which is like the ice one or whatever, which is tightening. You don't want that because it's tight already. What you want is something that's just going to make it feel like your skin is really hydrated. Yeah, and that actually stays there. It doesn't feel like you put the cream on and then it's gone and then that's the end of it. So I've used quite a long time, and there's Georgia. Do you know Georgia, who's used to be at Elle magazine?
Yeah, gorgeous Georgia.
Sarah and I were so obsessed by it. It just is this sort of gel-like texture, and you just put it under your eyes, and it feels so nice when you put it on. And what it does is it just sort of like makes your lines just sort of feel softer. Like they don't go anywhere, obviously, the lines are still there, but it just feels like they've just...
So is it like a gel or a balm? People are asking.
Balm, but it feels like it's a balm, but it actually is quite new. I don't think it's been around for that long. I
was so shocked at how expensive those Hourglass skincare products are. And I'm an Hourglass fan, but it blew my mind how expensive they were.
But this...
It's called Hourglass Equilibrium Under Eye Gel. Is that right?
No, it's called Intensive Hydrating. So for me, when it comes to buying stuff, if something has got the word intensive hydrating in it, I'm like in.
You're a sucker, I know. Intensive hydrating what, Joe?
My balm.
Balm. Okay, so it is a balm. But you know what would be really good for you that's just landed on my desk? Have you seen, okay, so you know that Estee Lauder bought the Dr. Jart range. So you know they've extended their Ceramidin range.
Right.
You'll love it. I'll save it for you and bring it across for you. So basically it's a ceramide rich range. But so they've got a cream spray, an eye cream, the original iconic cream. There's a serum and a lotion. You're going to love them. I'll keep them for you. Because essentially all they do is hyperhydrate, intensively hydrate.
I'm so dehydrated, which I am at the moment.
Well, it's because you're breastfeeding. The amount of fluid they take out of you is just, it's literally sucking the life out of you.
And I feel like when they're boys, they take extra. But
because he's probably, I mean, he's at least another third larger than your girls were when they were born. So he'll be eating a third as much. Hence the fact that are you back doing your Tracy Anderson?
Yeah. So I do 5 a week, I think. Yeah, 5 a week. And she's now doing lives. And I thought, well, what's the point in like signing up for the lives? But I signed up for them. And what they're they're good at doing is just getting you to not stop, you know, so to keep going. But I do want to do Reform Pilates with you. Like, I really want to do that.
Okay, you'll be pleased to hear that I have signed up for an online mat Pilates course that I'm starting imminently. I got my mat delivered today and my weights and stuff like that. So basically, I'm going to do it for a couple of months so that by the time you're ready to go back to a reformer, we'll start again together. Yeah.
Definitely got to do it. Like, it's the most, like, I know it's going to be hard for me. Last week we had like an event. We were going to dress, and there was only one dress that fitted me, and you know, nothing, you know, obviously nothing fits. It's only like 5 weeks in, but I don't know. I just feel like I don't want to diet to get there. I want to, because I enjoy food so much. I just want to like shitloads of exercise. Okay.
Yeah, and also don't forget you've got to knit back together your abdominals, and that's hard work because they have been stretched out. And the best thing to knit, I mean, you know, I'm going to say this, but the best thing to knit them back together will be some sort of Pilates. So yeah, I mean, you can, I mean, equidistance between you and I, essentially the closest one will be the one that's down the road from me, and we'll go together.
Yeah, we have to.
And I'll need to start, because I had that shoulder operation, I'll need to start as a beginner. You'll need to start as a beginner, not because you're not fit, but because you've never used a reformer. But I feel like we'll get better really quickly.
And that's the thing, like everything that you do that's different, even if you're super great, like if Dan's amazing at doing the Peloton thing, if he does something different, it, you know, it hurts. Okay, I don't want to keep you all night. Right, let's see.
No, go on. We're up to 5. We've got another 5 to do. And yes, if you want to talk about the core sculpting thing, I will do if you want. Go on. Linda, sorry, what is that? Oh, is that Good Genes? Is that the glycolic?
Yeah, because I can't do any of the good stuff. Like, I haven't been able to do any of the tretinoin and all that kind of stuff. So I've been using Good Genes. It's amazing. I really, really, really love it. And I think it's made a real difference to my skin. It's like the turnover of my skin, like it just feels like it's much more, I don't know, fresher. So in the evening, I use this, and then 10 minutes later,
put the balm over the top. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So let's just strip our skin with it, glycolic, and then throw some essential oils at it.
To be fair, body's been through so much worse.
I mean, I quite like the glycolic, but the original formulation that you can only get in America, which is the lactic, is the dream for me. But I'm not generally a fan of the Sandy Riley products. I think the retinol is like really powerful and a bit irritating, but the Good Genes can do no wrong. I tick, 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 tick. I'm totally with you. And for everybody asking, yes, I am completely obsessed with Reformer Pilates. I haven't done it for 3 years, but I need to get back on it. And it is the only thing that will dramatically change the shape of your body. It's incredible.
Especially as a woman as well. Like, it just knows all those, the target.
It's all about your core. It's all about your core. So I started doing it not because I wanted to lose weight or anything like that, but I had a really bad lower back from sitting at a desk for years. And I used to go and see an osteopath, and he said, you can keep coming and see me every 6 months, or you can get off your lazy ass and you can get on a reformer. And it completely changed my life. Yeah.
Amazing. But it's, you know, it's expensive, you know, it's not easy. I tried to see if there was something that I could buy at home that was going to be similar, but
I'm convinced that Peloton will launch a reformer. I'm convinced they have to.
I have to say, like, Dan, you know, I bought Dan a Peloton for Christmas. He's so obsessed by it, and not just obsessed by the thing, but by the community and all this kind of stuff. And I just think if they did have a reformer or something similar, I can see myself getting into it. But
me too. 100% I would do it, because
it would work out cheaper in the long term, and you do absolutely, you can't do it on your own. You need help. You need to know how to set the springs and all stuff like that. And for everybody saying that the Strivectin overnight lactic acid is amazing, I totally agree with you 100%. It's the closest I've ever found to the good genes in the UK.
There's a thing of finding the product that's not like, I cannot, like, I've not been able to get tretinoin and to be
Lisa Snowdon. Hello, Lisa Snowdon, you gorgeous woman.
She has my best story. She I just bumped into her once when she just turned 40 in Soho House, and she had a Chanel handbag, and you're like this, and I said, love that handbag, and she went, yeah, I know, I bought it for myself. My 40th birthday, I bought it for myself. Do you remember you always say that? If you
you only really appreciate what you work for. I saw her at the Code 8 party the other day. I won't disclose how old she is because it's her news to tell. But oh my God, she looks good. And I was with a group I was with Ruby Hammer, and I was with Joe Good. And Joe Good obviously works for the BBC, and Lisa does lots of stuff for the ITV, and they'd never sort of officially met, and they introduced her to her. And Joe Good leant forward to me and went, how old did she say she was? And I told her, she went, and I went, I know, she looks great, right? Lisa Snowdon, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. Yeah. Right, next product. Yeah. Actually, Lisa Snowdon, do you want to come on here? Do my 10 out of 10 for me. I love that I'm strong-arming people live.
Yeah, but of course she does. She'd love to. I'm sure she would. You're like an absolute babe. Okay, so
go on.
Oh my God, I've been using, because my hair's obviously gone to shit.
Which one is that, darling? That's Olaplex.
6. So what I do is, it's the bond smoother. So I basically wash my hair. I know my hair's going to go to shit. I know it's going to stop falling out. I can already, when I use the brush, it's getting fuller than it was before. I just know it's coming, right? So I wash it and condition it, and then I don't want to do anything else with it, so I just put tons of this on. And this is the only thing that I've used that just makes your hair just stay.
It does. It really does. And I've tried lots of things. Before I had my Brazilian blow dry, which is a life changer. Thank you, Alexi at Hersheyson. Honestly, a life changer. And it's beginning to need doing again. That Olaplex 6, which is a blow dry leave-in cream that you can apply to damp hair and apply it again afterwards. It literally just weighed my frizzy floof down and put some level of shine in it. I love it.
I think it's the best thing I've ever used. I think the only thing that comes close is Virtue Labs 6-in-1.
Yes.
And there's nothing else. Like, I've tried everything. I've tried like Kerastase,
we need to both go and have the K18 treatment. So the K18 is the new one, the new revolutionary one that's come over from America, that is a peptide bond builder. It's supposed to see the before and afters are mind blowing.
And it doesn't make your hair go really flat, right? Because that's what I don't like that.
Yeah, but it's easier to add volume than it is to take away frizz.
I know, but it's that bit. What I like about this is that obviously I don't have that much time at the moment, so I wash it, my hair, brush it, and all of it comes out, and I have a little cry, and then I just get a whole handful of this, and then just put it all the way through, and just leave it. And it just...
I agree with you. It's got something in it that gives your hair oomph as well. So it doesn't weigh your hair down.
But it also just sets, but it doesn't feel crispy. Like, my kids have got this real thing about their hair feeling crispy. And I get that, right? It doesn't...
I hate it too, yeah.
Horrible. But it just gives you a set curl, or a set, whatever you have, wave, curl, whatever, without it being like, you don't have to... I don't have time to blow dry it, but I don't want it to be like fucking like doing like radio frequency all over my head. Anyway, I love that. That I have to have that every time I wash it. So I use that. And I haven't used these for ages, and I used to use these all the time, just like eye drops.
Which ones are they, darling?
These are just Superdrug ones, sparkling eye drops.
Okay.
Because the bloodshot, I don't sleep that much, but they just give that illusion of just
Yeah, they've basically got a vasoconstrictor in them that takes the redness out of your eyes.
And that I use those. I just use those. I used to use these every day, and I remember you saying to me, stop using them every day because then they become obviously.
You just have to be careful because you can get bounce back redness.
These, no, I haven't used them for ages, but
Okay.
I was so tired and it felt like my eyes were bleeding.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and they also feel really gritty when you're really tired. Also, can I just say they work on spots. If you get a really red, angry spot, and you put an eye drop with a vasoconstrictor in it, so an anti-redness eye drop, it will take the redness out of the spot.
Can I do that on the kit? Like Ivy's got like one spot, just one.
Yeah.
There. Looks like it's.
Have you got some acne side from Boots?
No.
Buy some acne side from Boots, benzoyl peroxide. It's in a gel and just dab it on overnight.
I have been putting, what I've been doing with her is putting, because she's starting to get those little sort of hormonal, you know, those little like.
Yeah, congested skin.
BH2, Paula's Choice BH2 on a
cotton bud.
Cotton bud, exactly, and then just rolling it on.
Yeah.
But I don't put it on her whole face, but just put it on.
No, you just need it on certain areas where you're getting congestion or a little bit of blackhead. So that's the Paula's Choice 2% BHA, which comes in a liquid, a lotion, and a gel. Both Joe and I like the gel. The acne side is the adjunct active ingredient for that, which is benzoyl peroxide, and it's in a gel, so you can just dab it on occasional really big painful spots.
Does it look like toothpaste?
Yeah, it's exactly what it looks like. It's got a little purple slide on it. It says acne side, benzoyl peroxide, and I think it's 5%.
Got that one. Okay. How many is that?
We've got 2 more and we're finished. Okay. And then we'll do a really quick chat about cool sculpting because everybody wants to ask. Have you seen that Linda Evangelista is suing Zeltique's cool sculpting?
No, why?
You first, finish your 2 and then we'll do it.
So this I've been using.
Is that the ordinary foundation?
Yeah, but it's the full coverage one.
Oh, do you like it?
Do you know what? Right, I really do, because it feels like it is. I've used the other foundations of theirs and I thought they were pretty nothing. Like they didn't do enough for me. But this one I really like. I use it every day. I gave it to my sister actually at the weekend. She's very desperate to meet you. She's very excited.
I know. We need to get a date to all come over because I want to meet you. So Jackie Scotchma, hello. Do you know what shade you are, darling?
I am 2.0p.
Okay.
I don't know what that means.
So they do a full coverage serum foundation and a lighter tint serum foundation. I just think both of them are really good and they come in a good range of shades as well.
Nice.
They were one of the last things that Brandon worked on before he died, sadly.
This is the full coverage and I've been using this every day. So I've been, because the Arborium I put on, but it's not quite enough because my skin is so...
Yeah, Arborium's definitely not like full coverage. It's sort of medium coverage. And for somebody asking about Ivy is 9. So yeah. 9 is about the age when you're starting to get a few breakouts, but you can actually use active ingredients, but not all over the face. And the other person that asked about ingrown hairs on the face or on the body, Paula's Choice 2% BHA gel, because it is a beta hydroxy acid that deep dives into the pores and it helps lift the hair out of the pore.
Good if around your bikini line or anything, or around your arm or anything like that. It's really good.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Yeah.
This really like this. I think it's like it doesn't fit, like it gives you good, it's not expensive, it gives good coverage, it's buildable, it feels quite light, it doesn't feel like you're caked in makeup. It just feels like a really sophisticated like formula, but not that expensive. There's not a lot in it though, because it's obviously like that amount.
Yeah.
But I think it's about like £6 or something like that. It's not expensive.
It is, yeah. The colour was 20p, and somebody's just told me that P means pink undertone, which is interesting. So I would definitely go for a yellow undertone.
I think I would normally.
You've got blue eyes. You've got different colour skin to me.
Yeah, it's interesting because my eyes are sort of a greeny blue, and the baby is definitely and both my girls have blue eyes and Dan has brown eyes, so that's weird, but the baby is going green. But I don't know, it
So
will come out.
it's going to have your colour eyes. Your eyes tend to change depending on what eyeshadow you wear. So you've got like a little bit of sort of bluey, greeny, almost sort of hazily colour. They can change all the time. Dan's got my colour eyes. He's got like coal eyes, hasn't he? Really dark eyes.
Dead behind the eyes. Dead behind the eyes.
Thanks. I've got one more, darling. Choose carefully.
Oh, mine's just like smell. It's so, like, I have so little time to do stuff, and I'm so desperate because I know the thing that's really going to change it for me is just going to see Alexis.
I'm going tomorrow at 5:30. Don't be jealous. I'm having IPL and Botox. I haven't had any Botox since January. Look at that.
Who come with you? You look great though. You don't actually need it.
Do you know, it's really funny. My sister was looking at myself and two people who are a really similar age to me on social media. And I do think there comes a point where you need to do less. And it's about my, well, mid-50s, you've got to do less. Otherwise, if you keep chasing every fine line and you hate all this, you're going to end up with a weird looking face. Not naming names.
Look like Adrian from bloody not Desperate Housewives. What is it? Beverly Hills House?
Yeah. Adrian, you know who Adrian was married to, right?
Who?
Paul Nassif. Yeah.
They now divorced.
Yeah. Yeah, he's married this young, really beautiful thing who's got a new baby, yeah. And she had an affair with Rod Stewart's son when she separated from Paul Nassif. Their relationship's very funny when it unwinds on that whole programme, because you can tell she's wound up by everything he does. The way he breathes, the way his shoes squeak, and, you know. By the way, I've got an interview with him on my YouTube channel if you want to watch, when he opened his place in Manchester. He's got a clinic in Manchester. He works with Paul Harris, who's a really good injector, by the way, who trained all his people, because he's hardly ever over here anyway.
It's so, like, that's so weird. It's when that weird, wizened, what's her name, like that, Kim, gets a nose job and she doesn't go to him to get it.
Yeah. But have you seen the episode where he does somebody's mum's face? He does he does Maurizio's mum's face. So that's Kyle's husband. He does a brilliant job of it. He's a great surgeon. I just think he's a bit heavy-handed on the injectables, that's all. But then, you know, people give what, you know, if people want overfilling, they get what they want, don't they? I mean,
you know her second husband?
Who?
Kyle's second husband.
Yes, yeah, because her older daughter, we mustn't talk about this. Her older daughter was from her first marriage, yeah. Her and Maurizio are so good together. Maurizio is so sweet, and as they go through the series, he becomes a bit of a pothead, and he's just absolutely adorable. I mean, he's just the loveliest man. He's really nice.
I can't believe that people would love each other that much if they hadn't been married for the second time. Do you know what I mean? It's like, so it's obviously not your first marriage, because you're giving a lot of kisses and affection, and yeah, that doesn't happen with your first one. One more, did you? Oh, yeah. So
one more. What was the smell one you lifted up?
Okay, so one of my really bestest friends, her sister is an aromatherapist, and she made all of these. Like I was actually quite when I was pregnant, not in it, like I found it really uncomfortable and really like not very nice, like, and it's obviously the third time, and I'm not really into, like, I'm open to the whole sort of crystal healing and all that kind of stuff, but not as, you know, not, I know you're not, but not as much as like some people, but not as, anyway. So her name's Beth Kenny, and actually her name's Elizabeth Kenny, and she's an aromatherapist, and she made loads of different things for me. So she made tinctures, and she made pillow sprays that were all just for what I needed at that moment. And she made this aromatherapy spray that was just for me, and I took it, and it's like a calming spray, and I took it to the hospital, and when I was in labour and stuff, I just sprayed it around the room, and obviously it still hurt like fucking hell, but there was something about it that just... And
you don't, when you smell that smell now, it doesn't take you back to the trauma of giving birth?
No, it takes me to the place of it takes me to a much, like a good, calm, because I didn't use it when I was like desperately.
You did it after you had the epidural.
Yeah, no, I used it right at the beginning, and I used it when the baby was born, and I sort of circled the room with it. And when the midwife, I had such a good experience with my midwives and with the hospital, and they walked in and they were like, oh my God, it's so lovely. I just set the scene with this smell. And you know me, I don't even bloody like fragrance, don't even like
I think you like home fragrances though, and you like your air to smell good, because every time you come into my house you always go, oh, your house smells good.
Like when you have, like whenever if you were wearing fragrance, I would never comment on it. But when I walk into your house and there's a Fée de Bois candle, like, I know, like I'm in there immediately. Anyway, she just made me this. And today I was feeling.
Do you know what her credit is on Insta so I can put it on?
I think it's Elizabeth Kenny. She just really is. She's just like tiny brand, and I'm really into that at the moment, of really supporting people more and emergent work, like, you know.
Oh no, I'll definitely put her on if I can find her. So I've definitely put her on.
And I sprayed it today, and the baby was being a git, and I sprayed it, and he just started. It's not like he turned and suddenly went like that. I fucking wish. But he just went.
I have to say, I have an aromatherapy diffuser in my house, and I put them on, because before I used to put them on like a little burner, but you can get a little fan and you put them on a pad and then it diffuses it. And I do genuinely love the smell of spas and aromatherapy. I just don't put them on my skin, but I do love the smell of them in the air. I do.
I just think I've anchored this fragrance and this particular like variation that she's made for me into the experience of baby, calm,
nurturing, safety, love.
This time next week I'll be like opening it up, drinking it down.
Please never take an essential oil internally into your body. Please don't. Just quickly, because people were asking and I don't want to answer their question. I don't want to not answer their question. It was announced today that Linda Evangelista is suing Cool Sculpting and Zeltique because she had a reaction to her Cool Sculpting, and it is a known reaction where instead of the fat cells shrinking, they get larger. It's an incredibly rare condition. It's 0.0015% of a chance, and it's most common in men, and it's actually most common in Hispanic men. But supposedly she says she has it and she's suing them. If you sign a document before you have Cool Sculpting and you read the small print, it will be written down that there is a 0.0015% chance of this happening. However, in America, when it was originally launched before Zeltique was taken over by Allergan, they used to have an addendum that said, if this happens to you, we promise we'll give you free liposuction afterwards. Personally, I'm not sure how it could have stopped her modeling career, because you only have Cool Sculpting in small areas, unless you had Cool Sculpting here. And even then, I would have thought she could have had liposuction afterwards. That said, I interviewed her once live on the Clothes Show, because yes, I am that old. And of all the celebrities, of all the supermodels I ever interviewed, and used to interview Claudia Schiffer or Cindy Crawford back in the day, you'd say to Cindy Crawford, you seem perfect to us, but there must be part of your body you don't like. And Cindy Crawford would go, oh my God, yeah, my ass. You know, I mean, beautiful, right? But you've got to work really hard to keep it up there. And I said to Linda Evangelista, what's the one part of your body, if you could improve, you would? And she went, I've got a really weird left elbow.
What a wanker.
And I'm leaving it there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm leaving it there. Thank you, my darling. Of course I'm going to save this for everybody. Of course I'm going to save this. And shall we come back on and do a Arborium? Let's show the products and how we use them.
Yeah. And also, let's do a 10 of your best.
Ooh. Well, first of all, I've got to have Nadia Sawala on, because she's coming on. I'm having Ruby Hammer come on. And I'm now going to have Lisa Snowden on as well. So we've got a while to wait for me. Also, people know what I like.
No, but I think it's good. I think it, like, people, you know, I'm interested in what you like. I want to know what you like, and you know.
I have a whole channel about what I like, darling.
No, but still, it's good to know that you're, you know, loves you. Oh my God, this is terrible now. I've had a baby, and now you've indoctrinated me into the loving stuff.
You've
like,
become a big squidgy softie.
so emotional, and I'm so fucking like on the edge of like, oh my God, I love you. And
he's so gorgeous. He was so well behaved when I went over there. Also, can I just say, his lips, I posted a thank you card that Joe had made up of his lips. I'm going to take them. Not that I have any plans in the near future to have my lips done, but if I do, I'm going to take a picture down of Arthur's lips and go, give me those.
I wish I could show you him, but Dan is still out with him. I think he's probably taking him to the pub in the harness thing.
Don't worry. I've got a picture of Joe and Arthur that I'm going to use as a holding shot on this, so it's fine. So on this note, where's your pink hoodie thing? Where's your pink gimp mask? What have you done to it?
I don't know. I think the dog's run off with it.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to end up with like, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's say goodbye from Nadine when she was 27.
Oh my God.
26. That's my natural colour hair. Look at that. Talking of crispy, I can't tell you how much Elna it took to back brush my fringe up and get it to stay like that.
Did your mum give you that?
Yeah, my mum was having a clear up. That's how much she loves about me. She was like, yeah, I don't want that.
She used to keep it on the fireplace to keep the kids away from the fire.
I love you, I love you, I love you. I miss you, I miss you, I miss you. I'll come over and see you and Jackie and Arthur and the girls soon. And yeah, we'll do another live soon. And let's do our makeup live because we can talk through how to get over having a knackered face, yeah?
Loves you.
Yeah, full compressed. That's what I look like. I look like an extra from a really naff 80s bloody soap opera. All right, Joe. World's Best Mum Award. Peace out, Girl Scout. Love you.
Love you.